Hey, what's going on? Mike Lake here at 5 Lakes Garage, and today we're going to go in and deep dive in the 029 Super Farm Boss Stihl chainsaw. Let's go. Alright, so I've had this thing for years, actually decades. I think I picked it up at like 99, 2000 time frame. This is back when I didn't have a shop, didn't have a garage. I had it up in the attic. Yes, that's all I had available to me, so that's where I had it. This thing has cut down hundreds and hundreds of trees. We've used that when I was growing up. Basically, our main source of heat was wood. And when I go back to try to help out mom and dad, hey, this thing came along with me because we cut down a lot of stuff, and I love this thing. But the last time I used it over at the post, it wouldn't shut off. It ran terribly. It couldn't rev up really fast, and so I think what it is that I've just neglected it. So what we're gonna do today is tear it all down, clean everything, and try to bring this thing back to working condition, because we got some more wood to take care of over at the post, and try to keep those veterans warm in this winter. So anyway, I'm gonna get some tools, and we're gonna dive right in. All right, let's get started on this thing. So a couple of quick tools you're gonna need. You're gonna need a T-wrench. I love these things. You got your spark plug on one side. It's got the same size as to get the bar off. You got your flathead to actually tighten it. Pretty much this is all you're gonna need, except for a bunch of torque wrenches, which to get some of this stuff off, to get down to the carburetor, get down to all the other stuff, you gotta get in there. So we're gonna get some torque wrenches. I'll tell you what size here in a second. But the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take some compressed air and clean this thing off, because it is nasty. You know, I probably really shouldn't neglect this thing as much as I do. I do love it. So anyway, let's get this bar off. Now, quick tip here, if you get this chain off this bar, it's going to get wrapped around. So go ahead and leave it on the bar for right now, and then later on we will pull it off to clean the bar itself. Good Lord. Yeah. Like I said, I should be cleaning this up a little bit more. Alrighty. So like I said before, you're going to have a T handle. So this is a T25. And we can get all this torn apart. Now we're not going to take it all the way down to the piston or anything like that, but we're going to get the carb off. We're going to clean everything out. Take all the brackets off. Alright, so to get this thing off, and also your brake, you got one bolt there, you got one there, you got one there, and then you should be able to pull everything off, which is really hard to film and do it at the same time. So I do apologize. It's just the way it is. And ideally you would actually want to dump your fuel out so you don't get it everywhere. Now let this thing come out, yo. Found it. I knew there was two more. Wow. All right, let's count how many screws I just get that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget that one, because I just forgot about that one. There's 2 more underneath. I'm gonna go and pull more fuel. 2 more there. And then this thing should come off. I hope. And then maybe I can find my fuel leak, because that is bad. That's real bad. That's nasty too, isn't it? All right, so what we should be able to do now is actually pull the carburetor stuff off. All right, in order to get the carburetor off, you need to get these two bolts out, or the nuts, about these little guys. You pull that out. Watch out if you got your hose right here. That's your main fuel line coming in. And then also you need to take your little throttle linkage off. So this actually goes into the carburetor right like so, and goes all the way into that little bracket. Actually goes that way. All right, but you'll see it on yours. Just go ahead and pop that off, and then this should come off. So now the carburetor itself should, I hope, slide right out. There you go. Go ahead and inspect it. I just replaced this not too long ago, so it still should be in good shape, but I'm going to hit it with some carb clean and clean that out. Now this was the little rubber housing that I was telling you about. So you have a little gap, a spacer. Widener or whatever. Anyway, this goes in there to keeps the form and it won't slide out. Take that out, and then you should, if I can do it with one hand, push that back in. Yeah, can't do it with one hand. There you go. Just push that back in. You got a couple other extra hoses coming down from the fuel. Good dumbass. All right. Go unhook your electrical wires. So you had two electrical wires coming out of here. One went to there, one went down to here for your on and off switch. And go ahead and disconnect those. Those should actually come out relatively easy. All right, there you go. You got your spark plug right there. This goes into your actual cylinder, so try not to get too much trash in there. You got your vent line coming out, and you also have that is loaded with trash. So anyway, this is your main feed from your tank. All right, brand new day, and guess what? I got parts, which is awesome. Also, something new. Yeah, I got a new hairstyle. Yeah, thanks, Ray. Anyway, I'll keep that hat on so it doesn't distract you from all that beauty on top of my head. But we're back on the chainsaw here, and I got a couple different parts. Now, I pulled out the plug, and that has been used quite a bit. Now we're going to replace it with something new. Now the kit also came with a little fuel filter. I'm going to dig in there and see if it's actually worth changing out, but I might change it just because I got it. Either that or I'll put it in the bucket and then I'll change later when I actually need it. Just because the kit came with it, I got a new air filter. This one's actually okay after I cleaned it off, but hey, why not since I got it. And then I also got a new sharpener because I cannot find my other one. Oh, that drives me crazy. But the other thing that we picked up was a new vent valve. So this is the one I picked up. It's a slightly different design than the other one, but we're going to try it out. The other one, it did okay, but I didn't really like it. Sometimes it got clogged up. So anyway, that and it's missing off of this one too. But let's go ahead and put this thing back together and see if she runs. And then we're going to sharpen the blade and go from there because I got work to do. All right, here is our masterpiece of parts. Now the first thing I'm going to do is actually put the spark plug in. Main reason is that's an open chamber to the piston area, and I don't want debris to get in there. So that's where your T-wrench comes in. It's like the one-stop shop for working on a chainsaw. All right. All right, so this is the valve. So the kit does come with two of them, and it has two one-way valves in there. But you just stick it over your tube. Hopefully it does not pee all over you. So let's go ahead and put everything back together. Wow, as soon as I clean that up. Oh, man. 1 second. Man, that was dirty. All right, let's see if I can wiggle this guy in there. All right. Now, when you're actually putting this thing in there, you do have... See if I can get you in there. All right, this little guy right here, it's the same thing as before. We're just going to stick our finger in there and actually get it through this little spot here. Then you're not done yet because you have hoses that need to come through here, and you have to work it out while putting this thing in all at the same time. It's awesome. Not really. So, let's see if I can get this guy in there. Yay. All right, that was a chore. A couple things I just learned real quick. One, put the wires in the right hole. I had it going through the wrong hole and it wasn't fitting. So I took it out, put it in the right one. Now it works fine. Also went ahead and worked this guy out, so it's actually gonna come, through the actual casing. Then it comes to your little bracket. Now this right here will actually lock it in place to where it will not come back out. There you go. And it's also a gasket for the carburetor. Woo, man, that was a chore. Okay, so let's reroute our wires to ensure that it will actually shut off this time. Alrighty. Alright, got my wires in there. That was kind of a pain, but it's okay. So the wires come back up, route around, come back down. That will be your ground. This will be your cutoff. So when you shut it off, that completes the circuit, which actually shuts off the coil, which shuts off the saw. Now, I think the reason why it wasn't shutting off because I had so much crap and crud inside here that it wouldn't shut off earlier. But we're going to test out here in a minute. So now it is time for the carburetor. Now the carburetor is a little messy, so I'm just going to take some brake clean and clean it up, spray it off with some air, and we're going to get back and put this guy back in. As soon as I take my watch off, because brake clean will destroy a lens. Alright, so when you're actually using the air, compressed air, to actually clean this guy off, try not to get too much into all of the orifices where all the fuel is going to go, because there are some diaphragms inside, and if you have too much air in there, too much pressure, it will blow them out and you're out of luck. And unfortunately, which is kind of crazy, it's cheaper to buy a whole new one than it is to rebuild one of these guys. Alright, so once we slide that in there, these two hoses will actually go into these two slots right here. Well, these two nipples go into those two hoses. Let's see if I can get this guy in there. Hey. Alrighty. Alright, let's get a close up on this. Don't forget to get your lines here. You can actually take that off until after you're finished and then stick it back in. I just didn't do it. The hose is right there. Make sure that lines up. Hose way underneath. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully that gets lined up. If you're taking yours apart, you should be able to see it. Alright. And a little baby screwdriver helps out a lot. Alright. Let's get this guy together. Actually, before you actually put that on there, don't forget your throttle linkage. This might be difficult if it's all together. So let's find out. Alright. Just slides right into that little slide right there. Comes back out and hooks into your trigger. So now, I can work the butterflies. And while I'm here, let's make sure that there you go. So the choke works. Push that, whoop, my wire's coming out. That's not a good thing. Alright, go ahead and put your two nuts on there. That'll actually lock the carburetor in place. Make sure all your linkages still work, your wire is still in there, and the still makes contact, so it'll actually shut off when you need it to. And yeah, looks like final inspection looks all right. Let's put everything back together. Let's put our new air filter on. Boom. So easy, even I can do it. All right, let's put everything back together as soon as I blow that out, because that looks disgusting. All right, hopefully you put all your screws in the right location, because you got some short ones, you got some long ones. Good thing is most of them are all the same size. You have a couple short ones, but that will go into the handle And luckily, you don't have to worry about it. So let's get these guys in. Now the next phase is actually get your handle on. Very important, because you can't really wheel this thing around without your handle. And then the next thing is to figure out how in the heck to do it, man. There we go. Wow, that was a pain in the butt. Okay, if you see right down there, there's got that white little bracket. You got to hold that in order to get the screw to come back out. And then the top one's a lot harder, only because this one is corroded or something. I don't know. But I got it to finally go in. So let's tighten everything up. Hopefully it'll stop leaking fuel every darn where. All right, handle's on. All the screws are in. Now we just got to put the actual handle. All right, we're ready to put our handle back on. I'm gonna wash my hand. Now don't forget that this little wire goes underneath your clip and then works right into there so that your safety works. And if your safety doesn't work, then the whole thing doesn't work because you can't pull the trigger. Not good. All right, so you got 2 little claws. We're gonna stick it in, self-explanatory, clip it in. Boom, we got full range. We got start. Bring it up 1, 2, off. All right, it looks like it's an operational. We're gonna find out. Put this guy back on. Maybe if I put this in correctly. There we go. Maybe I should watch the video in backwards so I can figure out how to put this thing back on since it took so long. All right, that's off. Now we're not 100% done yet because we still have screws to put in. So you have 2 underneath, it's the 2 long ones. And you have 1 short one. She's getting better. Still got a couple more. Put in. All right, one big problem about taking so long to put this thing back together, I lost a screw. I need one right there. I could possibly order one, or I'll look around and see if I can find it. That sucks. All right, I'll find it, but make sure you don't lose your screw. Make sure all the screws are put back in. It should have enough to actually keep it intact to use it until my piece comes in. So don't forget your little tabs. So now, ladies and gentlemen, everything should be ready to go, except for your blade and your bar. Now, I highly recommend taking your chain off. Don't get it tangled up because it's a pain in the butt to untangle. But then you got to clean this out. And what this does is that the oil will actually go into the little slot over here on the side of the bar, right there, and actually oil the chain. Now that has to be completely clean of debris to actually oil your chain, or else, well, your chain just stretches out and becomes useless. Well, that was dirty. All right, hopefully you caught some of that. I don't think I actually got the camera just right. But anyway, you can see that some of the smudge still coming out. All right, so let's make sure we can read Farm Boss. All right, very easy to put your bar on. Stick it around your sprocket. Line everything up, make sure everything is in place as far as all your slots. Oops. Your adjustment knob is where that needs to be. Spin the blade a little bit, make sure. Put your side back on. All right, what we got to do now is open up the door. We'll crank it up, make sure it shuts off. Last time I actually had to choke it off, so let's hopefully that's been fixed. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what you got. choke it up. Shouldn't have gas in it unless it all spilled out. Alright, coming through. Bam! Look at that. Works like a champ. Alright, I'm super excited having this thing back in action. It has been down for way too long. We got plenty of wood to cut up because my Legionnaire people, wow, they like to burn. And we need to get down there to start stockpiling up for next year, or hopefully by the end of the season. But this guy should be ready to go. The only thing I have left is actually put a little blade, a little sharpen on the blade, a little edge. Yeah, I might do that on a separate video just because it's something a little different. But anyway, get out there and fix your stuff. Make sure it is running properly. I should have maintained this a long time ago. Preventive maintenance helps you with a lot of frustration when you're in the middle of a project and you can't get it done because you didn't maintain your stuff. Unfortunately, I've been neglecting a lot of this stuff along with this one and my generator, but that'll be on a later video. Until then, take it easy, have fun, get out there and fix your stuff and cut up some wood.